In this video we'll be showing you how to paint Ghost Spider for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Welcome back to the channel and another painting protocol video by the Tales of War Games. In this episode we're going to be painting up Ghost Spider, one of the Web Warrior models. Now as always we've primed the model in Halford's Khaki. You could also use Army Painter Skeleton Bone to get the same colour. And the first colour we're going to be doing, well, there's two main colours that we've got to do on this. We've got to do the white, which is kind of the hood, most of the chest piece and some of the arms, and then you've got the black, which is the legs, and you've got a piece that goes all the way up here, that kind of like, you can see just down there, there's a little kind of line, it kind of goes halfway up and then back down and zigzags around. So what we're going to be doing first is the black. That's easier to cut in the design and work out exactly where we need to do the white at a later stage, and it's better to do the black now, because if you do the white first and then you try and do the black, if you make a mess and go in the wrong position, it's a lot harder to then paint white over black than it is to do black with white. So you just want to go all the way around and do all of her legs, and basically you're going all the way down to the bottom. There are her shoes down at the bottom. You'll see that there is a kind of like a little edge groove. You don't want to do the shoes because those are going to be a kind of bluey turquoisey colour, because they are a completely different part. But you just want to go all the way down the legs, and then when you go into, see if we can pick it up, there we go. So you can see all along here there is that groove that I was telling you about, and what you want to be doing is you want to go part way up, and then you need to do a V shape almost between the two centre parts. So you've got that bit there, goes down like so. And then it kind of angles back down again around here. If you're unsure, have a look on the box art of the exact design that you need to be doing. But you need to leave a little gap just on the side here, which is needs to be a little gap on each side, where we're going to be doing some white as well. So as I have a look at the box art if you're unsure. Try and follow the lines, although they are a little bit kind of quite thin, but if you follow it all the way around, and we'll be back with the next step to see exactly how they should look. And now with the black done, you can kind of see that outline that you're looking for in the two little slits on the side. You've kind of got the triangular part there, and then you've got that kind of zigzag on the top. Now the next thing we need to be doing is we need to do the first layer of the white, and we're going to be using Vallejo Dark Sea Grey here. Now with Vallejo Dark Sea Grey, it's a kind of off-whitey grey colour. If you've watched our Kingpin video, you'll see exactly how it works, and we're using the same colours that we're going to be using in that. So as you can see, as it goes on, it starts looking a bit grey, but then when we use the next colour, which will be just normal sea grey, that is a lot more white. Now when you go around, obviously you need to be careful as you go into here and go into the whereabouts it matches up to the black, including this bit here. You're going to use a smaller brush to go into there. You've got the webbing parts here on her sleeves. Now try and leave those bits. We are going to be doing them pink, so if you do end up going in with a bit of white, that's not really too much of an issue, because the pink will overpower it. But just go around, like I said, all the way around. Leave the shoes, but everything else, all the backs of the arms, the back of the hood, back of all of this, the gaps, hands, and just leave those bits, and we'll be back for the next step. So once that dark sea grey is done, we're now going to actually be doing the pink, and we're going to be using Vallejo Game Colour Warlord Purple. I know it says purple in title, but it is much more pink. The reason we're doing it now is a bit like the same reason we did the black. Because we're only doing the first layer of the white, it's easier to do the pink now and then go back over with white than it is to do all of the white, then do the pink, and then if you muck it up, you've then got to try and layer up back into the white. So for this, as you can see, you've got the two arm sections here, and for the one on this side, it goes kind of over probably half the arm. So we've got those two arm bits. You've got the inside of this hood, so you're going to have to get a very fine detail brush. And then where the eyes are, there's a little ring around the eyes. So it's not the centre of the eyes, but it's just around the side of the eyes. And we're going to do all of this. You're going to need a fine detail brush, but if you do muck it up and you get onto that dark sea grey, at this point it's not that big a deal. We can then go back in and tidy up any areas with the dark sea grey, especially around this hood area and the eye area, because it's such a small part. So like I said, you just want to cover up. Now I know the pink parts on the arms do have webbing on, but it's easier to cover the whole area in this colour and then end up going back over it with the other colours. But you just want to kind of go in, and as you can see as it goes on, it's very much a pinky colour rather than the purple. It is more like the colour that you see on Ghost Spider anyway. So what we're going to do, we're going to go around all of these areas, like I said, being as careful as we can, tidying up any areas whereabouts we do make a bit of a mess, and then we will be back for the next step. And as you can see with that Warlord purple in there, Ghost Spider is already beginning to take shape. Now before we start doing all of the white, we're just going to highlight the black. We're not going to be doing much for it, but we're just going to be using some Mechanicus standard grey just to kind of give a little bit of depth to this black rather than leaving it all flat. Now for the leg, we just want to go up the very light point all the way up, and what we're going to be doing, we're going to highlight all of this and then we're going to dull it all down with a Nuln Oil just so it doesn't look too contrasting. There's little grooves in here, you just want to be picking up all of them, again down there on the ankle like so. For the leg, you just want to go along here and just do one little line up there, and you just want to make sure it's too thin. If you find that you put your lines on a bit too thick, then you can go back in with black and tidy them up, and that's what I'll be doing before I add the Nuln Oil wash. The Nuln Oil will kind of blend that black together while also making it a bit more kind of uniform across everything. But yeah, you just want to kind of go across the highest points, just highlighting as much as you can with the grey. Across the back here. Now for these points here and these points here, you kind of want to be cutting in just a teeny bit, just going around the edge, just to give it a kind of difference between the white. So we're going to go around all of this, and then I'll put a Nuln Oil wash on it, and then we can see exactly what it looks like after that. So now with that Nuln Oil done, it's really dulled it down, it's added some highlights, but it's not looking too contrasting. Now the next thing we need to be doing is we're working on the white, and the next colour, as I said earlier in the video, is we're going to be using Vallejo Sky Grey. And for this, you just want to be as careful as you can, and you're just colouring in all of these areas all the way down up to the black. You want to go all across the hood, all across the hands, and obviously as you get nearer the pink, just want to be as careful as you can going up to the edge. But as you can see, it really starts turning to that whitey colour, even though it is a grey. From far away it does start looking white, so you just go around, be as careful as you can, cover all the areas that you did. You need the two little slits in here, all the hands and all the back as well. So we'll get all of that done and we'll be back for the next step. And with that, the white is done. Now you could do a white highlight, but to be fair, on a model this size, the Sky Grey is actually good enough to count as the white. Now we've only got one more thing to do that we need to sort before we base this model. That is the shoes and then the webbing the actual lines up here on the pink, and we're going to be doing those with Temple Guard blue. Now what we need to do is obviously for the webbing use a very, very small detail brush, but for these just be as careful as you can going around the black. But I'm going to do Temple Guard blue on all of this, and then like I said, we're going to also do it on that webbing. You could leave the webbing and leave it just all pink if you really wanted to, but it will just add that extra little bit of colour and look a little bit more like what she should do from the comics. So we'll go around with Temple Guard blue, do all of this. I'll get out a fine detail brush and do the webbing, and then what we'll do, we'll get her based up and we'll see the final result. And there's the finished model. If you like that video, please hit the like and subscribe button to help the channel grow. Check out the Tales of Crisis podcast where we chat all things Marvel Crisis Protocol. If you want to see any specific characters painted up for the Painting Protocol series, let me know in the comments below and we'll be sure to cover them in future episodes. But until next time, take care and we'll see you soon.